Welcome, everybody. I am just giddy. I am so incredibly grateful. It has been such an honor to have spent this last week with you. And as many of you know, this is the first time that I'm kind of switching my focus, and instead of focusing on helping moms and parents focus on their kids, it is the time to shift inward and to focus on ourselves, because when we are at our best, when our cups are filled, when we are feeling our most healthy emotionally, mentally, physically, we have more to offer. We are in a better position to be the leaders of our family. And so for you to have been able to be part of this has been just amazing. So the women that I have worked with up until this point, there was a small group that I worked with in June to test this out. There have been a few people that I have worked with individually to test this out. I have been living this myself for about 6 months. And to be able to now open this up into a more formal group program has just been, it's my mission. It's my purpose in life. And so to watch this and to watch you unfold and to unravel and to come back together has been just incredible. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So here is what we've done. Oops, already. There we go. We have gone through and we have reimagined what our life could be like. We have figured out where we need to renew ourselves and how to do that. We have looked at the relationships that we want to develop and deepen on a more intimate basis with our kids, with our partners, with our friends, with those that will be there for us, that will be the support that we need. And we have learned how to open communication in a different way with those people to make the relationships deeper, more of a win-win, where you're not just giving all the time, but that you're also receiving. And then yesterday we did an incredible exercise, very powerful exercise. I did hear from some of you how incredibly powerful it was. That was the same experience that I had the first time I did it. And that was about 6 years ago. So I've fine-tuned it ever since then. But that was really, what is the legacy that you want to leave? What have I already accomplished in my life that proves to me and to my ego and to my mind and to my heart and soul that I can do this and that I'm ready? And it's the springboard to move forward. And yeah. So today what we are going to do is we are going to take all that you have experienced over this last week and we are going to recalibrate. We are going to inform all of our cells. We are going to inform our nervous system. We are going to inform our heart, our mind, and our soul that we're ready, that we can handle it. This is what our true desire is, and we're going to do it in a very systematic way. We are going to work with the energy that is available through the cycles of nature, through the cycles of our day, through the cycles of our life. We are going to flow in the stream downstream instead of pushing up against the current and trying to swim upstream all the time. It is time to surrender. It is time to let go and flow. And that does not mean that you are not still goal-oriented, that you still have action that you want to take, that you still have things that are motivating and driving you forward. But we're going to figure out how best to do that, that best suits our life in this chapter that we're in right now. After we've done this recalibration, we're going to have quite a bit of time for Q&A, and so I really look forward to hearing your questions, and it can be open forum, it can be open office. So whether it's about what we have worked on over the week, whether it is about anything else related to how breath work, energy work, the journaling, anything, how best to elevate your life, how best to elevate your relationships, parenting questions. This is your time. This is your time. It is a give and receive. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and jump in. Let me stop sharing. Fantastic. And I wore my bright, vibrant, brilliant colors in appreciation for all of you. Green for heart, the heart chakra opening up because you are just amazing women that are truly filling my heart. And I want to thank you for helping me to live my purpose. And I want the absolute best. Feel the same way in living your purpose. So, getting into what we are going to do next is to really integrate all of this information, all of these ideas, and this new way of approaching life in a way that is curious and in a way that is fun. And it doesn't have to be heavy and it doesn't have to be hard. And so we are going to do that by starting off with, of course, some grounding and some energy and breath work. And that will help integrate everything that you have learned. We're going to inform the cells of our body. We are going to inform our nervous system that this is a safe place and that we are ready to do this. So, if you will, indulge me and yourself. Let's go ahead and get grounded in. I'm going to start our music. So let's go ahead, rub those palms together as we have been doing, generating some heat, generating some energy, feeling the energy that is already there, just becoming more cognizant and intentional about that energy. Opening the heart, so sit up straight. If you want to stand up, do that too, whatever feels good for you. This is your time. Press those palms together, create some pressure. Again, that's opening your heart into this space right here and now. We're going to put the outside world on pause again for just a little bit. It will be there, not to worry. But right now, this is just for you. Deep breath in and out through the nose. Just really starting to feel the air come in. Feel it filling up your lungs. If you want to rest your hands down, you can do that too on your lap. I'm going to invite you to even put your hands on your lower back, on these lower back ribs, and try to breathe all the way down into that spot. The lowest most ribs, where your lungs are the fullest they can possibly be with life force energy, oxygen, chi. If you want to even start massaging that a little bit, oh, that doesn't suck. Maybe even an audible exhale, really calming and grounding into this space. You deserve this time for you. We have have such good energy flowing in here. Bo just came in and said, I want to be part of this. That's my dog, for those of you that haven't met Bo yet. Let's do one more really big, really deepest breath of the day. Filling your lungs, having them expand. Feel the space. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, now we're going to rub those hands on your shins, or excuse me, on your thighs once again. I can get really easily deep into, I've been doing breath work for so long that I can really get right in there. In no time, go ahead and rub your hands on your thighs. If you want to do your shins, you can do your shins. I'm going to do my thighs just to really feel it. And even feel that now with the ground or the chair beneath you. You can feel yourself there even more intentionally. And now take that imaginary tail that you have and shoot that down into the center of the earth. We're going to plug in Remember, this can be like sitting on Mama Gaia's lap. Plug in to all the beautiful source codes, crystals, nature, water, all of the elements, lava to the center of the earth. You might even start feeling a pulsation. Beautiful. And on your next inhale, imagine that you are breathing all of that energy up into your body, into your sacred vessel, all the way up to your heart. And breathe out, knowing that all that energy remains within your body. Another deep inhale through your nose. And this time imagine that it even goes through your crown chakra, all the way through, up to the heavens, to the stars, to the universe, your soul star, all the star nations. And then with that exhale, you're breathing all of that beautiful source energy into your body, down to your heart. Heaven and earth, right here. And another inhale in. And allow that flow of energy. You might even imagine that there is a golden thread through your spine, all the way up to your soul star, all the way down to the center of your earth. That golden thread is pulsating with beautiful life force energy. Again, connecting heaven and earth. You, the sacred vessel. And at this point, I would like you to breathe in through your nose deeply. Hold it. Bring in your belly, bring up your pelvic floor, and just hold it there for a moment. Relax your neck. Relax your jaw, relax your face. And in your own time when you're ready, exhale. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale. Belly in. Pelvic floor up. Relax your face, relax your neck, your shoulders. Imagine that golden light, that golden thread, all the way up into your pineal gland. Heaven and earth charged in your body. When you're ready, exhale with the audible sound. One last time. Charge it up. Relax it out. Beautiful. I invite you just to notice what's different just in those first couple of minutes. We're going to go a little deeper with that because we're going to inform all of your cells and your nervous system. All right. So 3 more times. We're going to go really deep. Inhale through your nose. I invite you to even bring your arms up or out, whatever makes the most sense for you to feel expanded. Navel in, pelvic floor up. Hold it. Not forcefully, you're just holding it. To whatever is comfortable, go to the edge, don't go over the edge. When you're ready, exhale. 2 more times, a little variation here. Breathe it all the way in. Hold it. Sip it in. Navel in, pelvic floor up. Imagine that golden light streaming through your spine, pulsating energy from the universe, from the central sun, as well as the energy from Mother Earth, pulsating through you. And when you're ready, exhale. One more time, just like that. Deepest breath yet, in through your nose. Hold it. Sip it in. Pelvic floor, navel, loose neck, loose jaw. Just hold in the emptiness. Feel the spaciousness. I am. I am. When you're ready, exhale. And just breathe naturally in your own rhythm. Just relax your arms. You might feel a little tingly. We're going to do that again 3 more times, but this time we're going to hold the exhale. So just take a moment, breathe in, breathe out naturally. And when you're ready, breathe in. Hold it for a moment. Loose neck, loose jaw. And breathe out and hold it out. Nothing forceful, just empty. Spacious. Limitless. And when you're ready, natural, super gentle, sweet breath in. A couple rounds of just normal breathing. We'll do that 2 more times in holding the exhale. You're fully oxygenated. No need to panic. And that's why I watch you, to make sure that you're doing okay. You're safe. Okay, let's breathe in again through our nose. When you're ready, exhale and hold the exhale out. Just float gently. In the limitless expanse of the universe. Go to the edge again, but not to where you feel like it would be unsafe. Just enjoy. It's meant to be enjoyable. And when you're ready, feel free to inhale, just naturally. Don't get to the point on this next one where you feel like you need to just take it to the edge where you can then come back and comfortably breathe naturally. Yep. Okay. Just a couple cycles of normal breath. And when you're ready, inhale through the nose. Exhale. Hold it. Enjoy. This is informing your cells and your nervous system that you're safe. There's no need to panic. There's no fear. We are rewiring the nervous system. When you're ready, comfortably inhale and then just breathe normally in your own natural rhythm, sweet and gentle. Thank you, body. Thank you, nervous system. This is what peace can feel like. Your heart may even feel different right now. Your heartbeat. Repeat any affirmation you have. I am feeling the I am today. It is expansive. It is recalibrating my cells into what I have shown up for this week. If you want to borrow it, please feel free, because you have also shown up for yourself this week. And I am is just expansive. It's not limiting. It doesn't put you in any box or narrowly define you. That's why I was feeling expansive today. But whatever feels good for you, maybe it's I am peace. I am joy. I am love. Whatever feels good to you. There's no wrong answer. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, if you have some water and if you want to take a sip, feel free to do so. You want to roll your neck or head, whatever feels good. You did great. So this is what breath work is supposed to feel like. I know that there are a number of teachers out there that teach all kinds of different breath work, and they all have their own place and they all have their own intention behind them. The breath work that I teach is to help calm the nervous system and to create energy and to move energy through the body. And it's meant to be a supplement to reminding you how it is to operate fully as your own self. Help shut out the outside world, focus on the inside world, and radiate, enliven, and then radiate out that brilliance of who you are and to shine that light of yours bright. And as you go through various phases of breath work, there are all different kinds of patterns and recipes, if you will, to get you to different states. So if you are feeling a state of where you want more abundance in your life, there's a recipe to help get you to that phase. If there is I want better health, I want to bring in the love that I am looking for, I would like to move energy that feels stuck in this place. There are all kinds of different mechanisms. And within the Brilliant Mom Life program, we do have a specific protocol. And this is something that you would be able to do on a daily basis. So for each of the pillars that we have talked about, like each of the 4 days that we had here, these are the different pillars: the reimagine, the renew, the reignite, and the receive. There is a different recipe, if you will, to help with that energy of what it is that you are focused on during that pillar. And so there is a 10-minute guided breathwork session for each of those pillars. And so you can do this, and I strongly encourage you to do this every single day, because this is something that does rebuild and rewire the nervous system. So often in society and in just what has come to be in our life, we are go, go, go. Especially now with all the things going on in the world, there's a lot of fear mongering, there's a lot of control jockeying, there's a lot of manipulation, there's a lot of this, what, and there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of anxiety. And so 10 minutes a day to come back to center does so much good, not only for your mental state and your emotional state, but your physical state. So that's one thing that we focus on. I did mention the other day that I wanted to be able to give you a bit more insight into each of these pillars and how they relate to the cycles of nature. And something that I decided to do this morning was I was going to do a slide and, put it all up there, but then you're having to take a screenshot and you're trying to take notes. Don't worry about that. Just take this information in, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to send each one of you the planner, the daily sheet that I use every single day that works through these pillars throughout the day. So as I mentioned, they're all related to the elements, they're all related to the 4 seasons, and they are all related to the cycles of the moon. So case in point, reimagine, the first day. That was with your imagination. That relates to the air element. Air element relates to spring. Spring is the new beginnings, the seed plantings, the imagination, the visioning, and the reimagining of how you want to do things. So that is something that I do first thing in the morning. What do I want my day to look like today? Yes, there are 3 or 4 things that are non-negotiable things that I have to get done today, but how do I want to feel at the end of the day is one of the questions that I have as within this planner as a journal prompt. And so I will share that with you. The next phase, and I kind of have this in quadrants. So I've got reimagine, then I've got renew. What do I need to do? What is my body telling me that I need to do? And I tap into my intuition. Renew is related to the, water. And so it is, as we talked about in that day, it's the touching base with our emotions. It is doing the emotional healing and the replenishment of what it is that we need in our lives. That ring camera is really bright in my glasses. Sorry about that. And so it is like the waxing to the full moon in the moon cycle. So it's the building up. It is the looking at the emotions that we have and addressing things before they get out of hand. So as it relates to planning for the day, how is it that I want to feel today? What is it that I want to feel? Am I missing? Do I feel like this cup needs to be filled? Or this is a big energetic day, so I would like to feel accomplished by the end of the day. And so then what does that look like? What do I need to do to feel accomplished? It's also the resting, the checking in, which is also then related to winter. And so it's being introspective. It's going within. It's kind of getting snuggly with yourself and putting that blanket on yourself and saying, okay, what do I need right now? Or like, the warm cup of soup, or a rainy day. Going within. What do I need? That's the renewing. And then we've got the reignite. And can you guess? Put it in the chat. Fire. Absolutely. So that is midday, but it's also like early evening, like 7 p.m. and going forward. It is like, so noon and just after dinner. And that is when you've got the most energy from an energy cycle perspective within the body. But this is also the communication, the brilliance, the stepping out, the reigniting of relationships, the reigniting of yourself, the standing in your power kind of phase. I just realized that I'm really jazzing up my chair is hitting my desk, which is making the camera move. So this is decisive action. This is expression. This is connection. Okay. So that is, check in midday. How am I doing? I still need to do this. So I need a little more energy for that. And speaking of that, so this is when I do my cycles. My cycles do correlate this way. Chinese medicine also seems to correlate this way, but that doesn't mean that you have to correlate that way. It is something that you can gauge, and it might shift from season to season, and that's totally fine too. So it's not prescriptive. You don't have to do it this way. And if you don't do it this way, you're wrong. And so you're not going to get the benefits of it. No, this is just the way that I do this. This is the way that the Chinese medicine clock. But again, I've been doing this work for quite some time, so my cycle has aligned to that. Yours might not be at that point yet. So you might have your big brilliance, energetic boost at, for night owls, it might be late at night. I'm not a night owl. I like to be in bed by 9. I was always called Jen home by 10. That's just how my body works. That's just me. My son is not that way. He is a night owl. My husband used to be a night owl, and now he's a very early riser. So it all changes. Nothing's wrong with that. And so, I just offer that up to you. So that was that. So that's like summer. That's like full moon. That's like, ta-da! Here I am in my light. And then there's pillar 4, which is receiving. And that is with the earth element. So that is also like autumn or harvest. This is, if you remember yesterday, we talked about all of the things that have brought you to this point, all of the things that you can be grateful for, all of the lessons, all of the wins, all of the things that you can see that have been able to transform your life, that you have accomplished. The nuggets of gold from the lead, the alchemy. So this is like the fruits of your labor, really enjoying the harvest of your life up until this point. So this is gratitude. This is appreciation. This is earth and grounding. This is where you have stability, and it's that strong foundation. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm present. Feels good. So this is typically from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. according to the Chinese medicine or Chinese meridian clock, as well as this is how I have aligned myself as well at this point. And so this is kind of after you've planned your day and you recognize what you did yesterday in the sense of accomplishment that you had yesterday. And here's what I've got on my planner today. And I feel good about it. I can do this. This is doable. And if it doesn't feel that way, then what makes this not look doable? I'm not sure. I don't need to do that today. That's actually not mine to do. I don't need to do that. I can gracefully bow out of that. That doesn't feel in alignment with where I want to go. That feels more upstream against the current instead of where I want to go towards my dream life. Now, sometimes you do have to do the things that you don't want to do, going to the gynecologist or doing whatever. But even as it relates to, laundry or dishes, or like this morning, I found myself, shit, I forgot to bring up more toilet paper. But then I caught myself and I was like, you know what? Yes, I have to go downstairs to get more toilet paper, but I'm grateful that my house has a downstairs. I'm grateful that I have a place to store extra toilet paper. So get over it. Go ahead. Go get the extra toilet paper so that you have the extra toilet paper. So there's always a way that you can really find gratitude in the little things. All right, so this is acceptance. This is actually feeling abundance. Reflection, integrated, stabilized. So this is late summer, fall, which is harvest. This is the waning moon. So this is the fruits of the labor. We're past the new moon, and we're starting to get into, okay, this is going to be good. This is good. This is stable. This is fine. So that, again, is something I'm going to gift you, and there will be, kind of like explanation of each of those pillars and each of those phases, and then the planner, which is just a quadrant. And it's just like a journal. So it doesn't have time slots on it, but it has just the quadrants to be able to focus on your intention for the day. So I offer that to you. And it has been so helpful. And again, like I talked about on the first day, where if we can harness the energies that are already available to us, awesome. If for whatever reason you're not doing that, it's not like you're broken. It's not like things aren't going to get done. It's not like shit's going to not happen. It is. But if we can step into it and make life a little bit easier, all the better. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, good. Any questions about that? And again, I know that was a lot thrown at you, but know that you will have that available to you forever and ever and ever. Amazing. Cool. Okay. So now what I would like to do from here is to talk about the program. So we've got the Brilliant Mom Life program, and I don't know why I'm pausing there. It has been such an incredible labor of love, but that's the word that I was pausing on. I'm like, I have labor of love written down, but it's not been a labor of love. It has been just this incredible evolution of my life. And for the people that I have worked with, and on my website, I've got some of the testimonials, like I did that mini June cohort, and I worked with some other people, so I've got some of their testimonials that I asked for, and it really has been just game changers for them. And I know that sounds incredibly cliche, but it's the intention behind, what do I really want in my life now? And this is the point of our lives where, this really is not for moms who have tiny, little kids that they still need to focus every single moment on, making sure that they're not putting their tongue in the light socket and, making sure that the diapers are changed. But this is more of, okay, my kids are expanding into their own lives, and I am comfortable with where they are. Yeah, I'm still mom. They still need me. I still need to be part of their lives. Absolutely. but it's also where there has been more space that has been created. And in that space is where you get to take a breath. And in that taking of the breath, you start to become more cognizant and aware and curious and maybe full of regret and maybe a little noticing that you're a little resentful because what am I? Chopped liver? What am I? The maid? What? Hello, I am a human being as well. And maybe it's even just that you would like to intentionally feel the spaciousness. Maybe you don't want something more right now. Maybe you just want space. Maybe you just learn how to do different breath work. Maybe you just want to learn how to move the energy in your body. Maybe you just want some journal prompting. Maybe you just want a community that you can connect with that's going through the same things that you're going through, and to be there for one another, to be able to give, but to be able to receive as well. And what better opportunity to do that in a private, closed, non-social media kind of place where I am the one that allows these people in. So if these people are not of the highest integrity, if these people seem to, there are no spammers in there, there's nobody that's going to be asking for you to buy something. This is just a community of wisdom and a community of women who want to share with one another and to be supported by one another and to be accountable to one another. And it's just a beautiful thing. It really, really, really is. So I do want to invite you into that. So I want to share a little bit more. I want to show you the website. So as I had mentioned, this is a 6-week program. Whoops, that is not the share screen that I wanted. This is the share screen that I wanted. This is a 6-week program, and this is for the most empowering chapter yet. So as I mentioned one day, I don't sugarcoat things. That is not going to help anybody. We want to know we do still have meaning. We do still have purpose. We are actually the wisdom keepers at this stage. And so many of us feel as though nobody watches, nobody looks at us anymore. Nobody comes to us anymore. They don't care about our opinion. But this is the time in our life when we actually have gathered so much wisdom. And in the program, I help you to realize how much wisdom that you have gathered and all of the things that you went through to gather that wisdom. And so you come about this as you share this wisdom with your kids or with others in your community, not from a place of, I told you so, or let me tell you how to do it, or trying to be manipulative, but, well, this happened to me one time. This is what I did. Try that on for size. I will show you how and why there is such a difference in the energy, both from you not being attached to the fact that if they don't choose to do that, then that's on them. It's just an opportunity to share wisdom. So this is our golden era. This is the greatest time of our life. We are no longer having to do the hustle to prove ourselves. We are no longer having to do the hustle of trying to find the perfect spouse or mate or whatever. We're good. We're not trying to do the hustle or just survive in birthing our babies and getting them to survive the first couple of years. Beyond that, we have gathered all of this wisdom. We have this self-realization, this self-knowing about us, this confidence that maybe we need to dust it off. Maybe we need to take a few more layers of that off so that we can fully step into that, be reminded of how incredible we are. But this is really our time to shine. We still are healthy. We still are young. We still can do what we want to do. So that exercise yesterday of the legacy or writing your eulogy is because we do still have chapters to write. It's not over. And by taking that time in your life right now, what is it that they say? The best time to plant a tree was yesterday. The next best time is today. This is that next best time. If you haven't done it up until now, that's where we are. But now is the greatest time to plant that seed, plant that tree going forward for all those things that you still want to do. We also have a little bit more financial security in theory. So here is where we have some of the videos. Let me play this one by Linda just because the video is right here.
Okay, so when we create...
Whoops, he didn't post that. There is a nice video there, but it's not here right now. So anyway, I'll send that to you so that you can see it, or I'll actually update it on the website. That was my marketing guy who put the wrong video on. So anyway, that is the website and the program. So as I mentioned, with the program, it's the 6 weeks. We start off with really getting to fine tune exactly what it is that you would like to accomplish by the end of the 6th week. So we will kind of hone in on 1 or 2 specific things. We will set the content to be able to help you realize those goals. And as I mentioned, the VIP access, so for the first 10 people, that will be customized to you. Beyond the 10 people, you will have the general coursework, which is still pretty damn meaty, but it will not be, I will not have a specific breathwork session because you want to, grow your whatever, your savings or grow your relationship. It will be more generalized around the specific pillars. But that will be kind of the first week. So that is that reimagining. The second week, we will go deeper into what it is that makes you happy, help to figure out what doesn't make you feel the most fulfilled, what no longer needs to be done, or what needs to be put on hold right now while you focus on this so that you can seal up the energetic leaks and really focus on what is important to you right now. If those things are meant to be there for you again in the future, you can go back to them. But for this time, this concerted effort, we are going to be focused. So I'll show you how to do that within the second pillar, the second week. The third pillar, again, is that reignite. That the third week will be that reignite. We'll go deeper into not only the relationship that you have with yourself and really stepping into your power and really feeling your power, but we will also then talk about the relationships in your life and how best to deepen those connections. So we'll talk about parenting in that week. We'll talk about your relationships with your spouse, your partner, your family members. A lot of women have issues with their moms. We can talk about that. But it's live program. So we'll figure out what you need and how I can best support you in your needs. The next one is, of course, then the receive. And so we're really going to take a look at bringing in all that you have accomplished thus far, really kind of honing in on different stories that you can start to cycle the positive stories. So many of us in our subconscious mind have the negative stories, have the negative loops that are continually going on. We're going to flip those and we are going to look for the positive loops, look for the positive nuggets, actually take the stories of our lives and alchemize them and turn them into gold. And then we are going to have an incredible reintegration phase, as well as a beautiful ceremony to really step forward into this person that you have become. And it is literally and figuratively stepping forward, stepping into this next chapter of your life. And when you do that in a ceremony, holistic manner, that once again informs your cells, informs your nervous system, informs your mind, informs your heart, and informs your subconscious that this is who I am now. This is who I've become. And it's just incredibly beautiful. I did this, and I've done this with a few people, and lots of tears, lots of squeals, and it's super, super impactful. So that is the program. And once again, because this is the first time that we're doing this in a formal group session, I am super heavily discounting this because I too want your feedback. I know what has worked for the women in the past. I know what has worked for me, but this is open to more of a larger population. And so I want to see if this works for you. And I'm going to ask you lots of questions. I'm going to ask you for feedback. I really want your feedback. And in conjunction with that feedback, I'm going to implement and make changes on a go-forward basis. This is also something that you will always have access to. You will always have access to the community. And so as there are changes that come along with the program based upon your feedback and based upon additional feedback and based upon new things that I learn along the way, you will have access to those upgrades as well. So I would love for you to stand in your power. I want you, the song came on this morning, Stand By Me. Of course, everybody knows that song. And I thought it couldn't be more perfect. Stand by me, stand by me. I want you to say that to yourself. I'm standing by myself. I am standing in my power. I do want to evolve my life. I do want to elevate my life. It's not that my life sucks right now, but there's always something more. There's always something to elevate. There's always an additional layer to come off that will help me feel as though I can then move to the next level, whatever that is. And again, maybe that's just a little bit more joy. Maybe that's just a little bit more peace. Maybe that's just a little bit more happiness. Maybe that is starting your own business. Maybe that is traveling the world. Whatever it is for you, it's time. I want you to stand by yourself and listen to yourself, and you're here for a reason. So this is your time. And I want to stand by you. I want to stand next to you. I want to hold your hand, and I want to help you get there. I want to thank you for helping me live my purpose in my elevation of my life. As I continue to do that, I want to help you do that as well, because we really do have this incredible opportunity as women to affect change for all of those people around us. Our kids, standing in our power, standing in our leadership, standing in our peace and in our joy. The rising tide helps raise all ships. By us showing them, just by being, how to live authentically, how to live in a self-realized, in a self-actualized state, the good, the bad, and the ugly, that shows them how to do it. That shows them that they're going to be okay. That shows them that it is possible to get from here to here, to get from the shitty feelings and the resentful and the sad and the depressed and the anxiety into a different state. And you've got so many tools. If you join just to get the tools, fabulous. They've been used for thousands and thousands of years. You can adopt them and adapt them to whatever works best for you. So I've got the link in the chat. There is a money back guarantee. This bonus is this price is just for you guys in the immersion. I won't ever do it again. Once again, this cohort is going to start on September 30th. So 10 days from now, that's a Monday. It goes through November 14th. I'm looking at the huge clock, the huge calendar on my wall. And it goes through November 14th. So it is the perfect time to be able to actually help calm your nervous system, help have a goal, a plan, that carabiner, that anchor point into what you want as you go into the holiday season and as you go into the next year. The next cohort will not begin until January 6th, after the new year starts. And so if you could have all of this and take all of this and be able to integrate all of this into the remainder of this year, I think it's perfect timing. The calming exercises will help get us through the election here in the US. I'm sure that there will be some extra breathwork sessions that we can do along the way if you so request. But I'd really love for you to join us. If this is not the right time for you, I completely understand as well. And I wish you all of the best. You still have all of these resources available to you. You still have the recordings available to you. If there's someone else that you think would benefit from this, I would love to hear from you. I would love to have them. I will be reaching out to you as well because I really want to feel and hear how you have been going along through the program. There are several of you that I have been in touch with, but now that we've culminated this recalibration and this knowingness, I would like to hear that as well. All right, so the link is here. That is available to you. That link will also be in the email that I send to you that has the link to where all of the recordings are. So if you don't have a chance to click it from the chat, or if you are watching this on replay, you will have that in your email. It's been so amazing. So what I would like to do now is just take the last couple of minutes and to really ground in and to really say thank you. And I want you to walk away from this week with deep gratitude for yourself because you have done a lot of heavy lifting. You've done a lot of heavy soul searching. And I hope you feel lighter. I hope you feel more optimistic. So here's where I want to ground this in. So I'm going to turn on some music, and I just want you to take your own natural breaths. I want you to come up with your own affirmation and just repeat that to yourself in a positive way, a positive affirmation. And just feel that and feel who you have become already, even in these first 5 days. So hands on your lap. This will just be for the last few minutes. Really ground into this. My affirmation, I just want to share it with you. I am gratitude. I am gratitude. I am deeply grateful from my soul. I can actually feel my body vibrating. Gratitude. You do whatever works for you. Just notice how different you feel. Feel that strong heartbeat that is yours. That energy that flows through you. The power that flows through you. Did you hear that thunder? And now the sprinklers. That is the exclamation point. I love it, love it, love it. I love this life so much. It's so fucking amazing. Oh, I love it. Deep breath in. Feel that expansion. Feel that space that you've created. Oh, breathe it out, shake it out. If anybody wants to talk any further, you can stay on. If anybody wants to reach out to me and have a one-on-one, I am more than happy to talk through anything with you. You guys didn't really have questions today. There wasn't a lot of room for questions, but you can send me an email at jenny@ishinebright.com. You can drop a note in the community chat within Brilliant Mom Life, the app, and you can also contact me on social media, either on Instagram, Brilliant Mom Life, or on Facebook, Brilliant Mom Life. I am happy to answer any questions that you have, run through any scenarios that you have, talk about any specifics that you want to see if it would be appropriate to focus on. If you have a friend that you want to bring along, any questions that you have whatsoever. The deep discount, so the $497, if that is something that is not within your grasp for a one-time pay, reach out to me and we can talk about putting together a payment plan as well. I'm more than happy to do that. So the prices will go up after September 30th for the next cohort, which will be, the full price of $19.97 for the VIP or the $9.97 for the group coaching. But the $497 is just for those of you that have been part of this incredible, moving, transformational immersion. I am so grateful for each and every single one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for radiating your own brilliance out and rippling it out into the world. All my best. Talk to you soon. Thank you. Anybody want to stay on? Okay, yeah. I'll talk to you in the community, sure. Let me also put in... Okay, yep, that sounds great. That sounds great. All right, talk to you soon, everybody.